Yes. Want to welcome you to the way of mastery. This is the way of mastery. And this is Earl Purdy. Welcome to the way of mastery. Welcome to the way of mastery. This is Earl Purdy, and I want to welcome you to the way of mastery. Welcome, mighty companions. Welcome, Lisa, Latasha, everybody that's coming online. I want to welcome you to the way of mastery. This is Earl Purdy. I'm welcoming you to Facebook Live. That ain't no jive. And I want you to know that we're going to get down deep in the way of mastery. We're going to be talking about mastery arises from innocence. Do you know that mastery arises from innocence? That's going to be on page 17 in the way of the heart. In the way of mastery, page 17, mastery arises from innocence. I say mastery arises from innocence. That's lesson 2. You create your experience. Lesson 2, mastery arises from experience. I want to say hi to Maggie and Bridget and everyone that's coming online right now. And we want to remember one thing, that you need not believe the ideas. You need not believe the ideas. You need not accept the ideas. You need not even welcome the ideas. Some of the ideas you may actively resist. Some of the ideas you may actively resist. Some of it you may find hard to believe. And some of the way of mastery may be hard to believe. And it even might be quite startling. Remember that you are not asked to judge and analyze the ideas at all. We're not being asked to judge and analyze the ideas at all. What we want to do, we want to hear the instructions. We want to hear the instructions. We want to get exactly what is the way of mastery saying. Let's get to the point that we hear what the way of mastery is actually saying before we try to break it down and analyze it and figure out how we're going to apply it in every moment of our lives. Let's hear what it's saying, because their use will give the ideas meaning to you and will show you that the ideas are true. That's right, the use of the ideas. Thank you for sharing the video, Emily. Do you know that I would like you to share this video on your timeline or in some group so that other people can hear it? Mastery arises from innocence. Page 17. I'm going to just read through it first, and then I'm going to go through it, and we're going to see what the message is. So, here we go. In these lessons, we will create a system or a pathway upon which you can walk to deliberately cultivate the quality of awareness and consciousness necessary to stabilize that awareness, so that you can bring this quality of awareness to each and every moment of your experience. Imagine then being able to experience whatever arises without losing the sense of spaciousness, innocence, and ease that you now experience in fleeting moments. For instance, know you the experience when things are going well, you are singing a happy tune, and life seems to be moving ahead. Have you had that feeling? Imagine that same quality of trust, faith, and certainty of purpose, even when the buildings are crumbling around you and the bank account has gone dry. Can you keep that quality of consciousness, of peace and joy? and certainty of purpose, even when the buildings are crumbling around you and the bank account has grown dry? Can you keep your peace then? Imagine being able to look at those events that upset you, with the same sense of innocence and wonder with which you would look into the eyes of your beloved. So what did that just tell us? So what we want to do, we want to get to the point that we can keep that quality of consciousness, that quality of peace and joy. And we want to be able to do what? We want to be able to bring that quality of peace and joy. We want to be able to do that in each and every moment. So how can we be able to do that in each and every moment? Well, the way of mastery just said, could you imagine being able to experience whatever comes up without losing your peace, without losing your spaciousness, your sense of innocence and ease? I want you to remember how you feel when things seem to be going great. Do you know how you feel so good when things seem to be going great, when things seem to be going the way you think you want them to go? Well, how would you like to have the ability to maintain that state of consciousness, that happy state of consciousness, even when things are going crazy, even when things are upsetting, even when it seems like your world is crumbling all around you? Would you like to still be able to look at those events with the same level of innocence, the same level of wonder that you would look into the eyes of your beloved? That's what the way of mastery just said. Would you like to be able to keep your peace under any condition, not just under the conditions of things seeming to go the way you want them to go? For such a quality of awareness is perfect mastery. So what is perfect mastery? Being able to keep your peace no matter what's happening. Being able to keep your peace whatever is happening. That is how you achieve perfect mastery. That's how you do it. We are on page 17 in the Way of Mastery, the Way of the Heart. And that section is called Mastery Arises from Innocence. So please, if someone comes online, would someone let them know where we are so I don't have to break up where I'm talking? I appreciate that. So for such a quality of awareness is perfect mastery. Within perfect mastery are discovered perfect peace. When you have that quality of perfect mastery, what happens? You discover perfect peace. You discover perfect freedom. You discover perfect joy and uninterrupted communion with all of creation. That is when you have perfect mastery. You can tell because you have a quality of consciousness that you have complete peace, you have complete freedom, you feel perfect joy, and you feel an uninterrupted communication, which is an uninterrupted joining with all of creation. And if you would receive it, that quality of feeling intimately one with all of creation. You want that quality of what? You want a quality of feeling intimately one with all of creation. That is what you have been seeking. That's what you've been seeking as a soul since first the identification with a creation called the ego began. So from the very point that we came up with the ego, the part of us that fears and thinks we're separate from God, what we're seeking in everything that we do according to the Way of Mastery is a feeling of intimacy that makes us feel one with all of creation, that we really want to feel a true intimacy, a true oneness with all of creation. For the ego, the part of us that believes we're separate, the part of us that's lost contact with our oneness, that creation created conflict and separation. So do you know that conflict and separation is not coming from your true self? Conflict and separation are not coming from your true self. Conflict and separation are coming from your ego. It's coming from the part of you that thinks it's separate. It's coming from the part of you that has learned to believe that you are separate based on your past experience. So everything you have ever attempted to do since believing that you were separate from love, since believing that you were separate from God, has been what? an attempt to overcome separation. We've been trying to overcome separation. We've been trying to gain back what we felt we had lost. It is just that the ways we have sought to do it don't work. So ever since so what did the Way of Mastery just tell you? It just said that ever since you lost your sense of oneness and peace and complete union with God, you have been seeking that complete union and oneness. The problem is, the Way of Mastery says, it's the way we've been going about trying to get back to that state of bliss and union and oneness. The world of conflict, fear, the world of conflict, fear, guilt, and unworthiness. The world of conflict, fear, guilt, and unworthiness, and the world of the kingdom lie side by side within your own mind. So the world of conflict and fear and the world of love. The world of conflict and the world of love. The world of conflict, fear, guilt, and unworthiness, and the world of the kingdom lie side by side. Where? Within your own mind. The eye of the needle that one must pass through. Do you know the eye of the needle that one must pass through is the recultivation of the innocence of a child? So what is it that you need to do? You need to recultivate the innocence of a child. You need to recultivate the innocence of a child. The innocence of a child. It is for this reason that I often taught. For this reason, I often taught. Begin again as a little child to enter the kingdom. Begin again as a little child to enter the kingdom. Begin again as a little child to enter the love. Begin again as a little child to enter the kingdom. So what must you do? What must you do to enter the kingdom of love? What must you do to enter the kingdom of love? What must you do to enter the kingdom of God? What must you do to enter the kingdom of God? You must become as a little child. You must become as a little child. So you know that a little child, they know that they don't know, so they don't mind asking. And they don't mind asking to receive another way of looking at things. A little child doesn't mind asking what they do not know. So you have to become as a little child. You have to let go of this idea that you know your own best interest, that you ultimately know what is the best thing for you. To become as a little child, you must get to the point that you go, I do not perceive my own best interest. I really don't know everything. I really don't know what everything is for. I'm going to become as a little child. So the cultivation of the way of the heart is that pathway whereby you deliberately and consciously do what? Deliberately and consciously choose to begin again as an innocent child. Say what? Deliberately and consciously choose to begin again as an innocent child. Just as you were in the beginning, before you ever created and then incarnated into this dimension of experience that seems to be so permeated by a sense of conflict and separation. You were totally innocent. You only saw yourself as innocent before you entered the physical body. Before you entered the physical body, you had the innocence and the awareness of your innocence completely. So what you have to realize is what you decree is. Whatever you decree, do you know that that's what's going to happen? Whatever you decree is. So I would ask you now, I'm going to ask you now to put this into practice. What is it that I'm going to ask you to put into practice? I want to ask you to put into practice the idea that you are an innocent child of God. You are an innocent child of the Creator. You are an innocent child. From this moment forward, see yourself as an innocent child. No matter what you think you've done in the past, no matter what you think you've done in the past, no matter what you think you've done in the past, in this moment, from this moment forward, you want to see yourself as an innocent child. So wherever you happen to be right now, wherever you happen to be, I want you to stop. I want you to stop right now. I want you to stop just for a moment. And I want you to become truly aware of where you are right now. I want you to stop for a moment and be truly aware of where you are right now. Where you're like right now, I'm aware of the room that I'm in right now. Where are you? Where are you? So are you not having the experience of seemingly being within a body? Doesn't it seem like you're inside a body? Doesn't it seem like where you are is inside a body? So it's not just where you are in terms of the physical location, but doesn't it look like where you are is inside a body? Do you not seem to be also in a room somewhere? Are you not within an environment in which there are certain weather patterns that are going on all around you? Doesn't it look like you are in an environment that there's weather patterns going on all around you? Perhaps you are in an environment right now where there are lots of sounds coming into your ears. Could you truly be aware of where you are right now? Would you be willing to be completely aware of where you are right now? Can you feel the weight of your body? Can you feel the weight of your body when you stand up or when you're sitting in a chair? If you're sitting in a chair, can you feel the weight of your body? If you're standing up, can you feel the weight of your body? Do you notice any kind of sensation in your neck? Do you notice any kind of sensation in your neck? Do you notice that your mind might be racing right now? Do you notice that right now your mind may be racing, if that's what's going on? So, can you begin to bring awareness to exactly what is? Can you begin to bring awareness to exactly what is? Can you begin to bring awareness to exactly what is? Can you begin to bring awareness to exactly what is? Can you begin to bring awareness to exactly what is? Can you begin to bring awareness to exactly what's happening right now? But can you bring awareness to exactly what is? But can you do it from a place of innocence? Can you be aware of everything around you right now from a place of innocence and a place of non-judgment? Can you become aware of where you are right now? Can you do it from a place of innocence? Can you do it from a place of non-judgment? Can you do it from a place of innocence? Can you begin to bring your awareness to exactly what is? From a place of innocence and a place of non-judgment. That's what I'm saying. So, Emily says, Holy Spirit, please guide me. Alita says, I do not perceive my own best interests. Oh, yeah. Vicky, I'm glad to see you. Latricia, consciously begin as an innocent child. That's exactly right. I am totally innocent. Yes, you are, Latricia. You're totally innocent. You decree that you are an innocent child of God. That's right. Decree that you are an innocent child of God. Are you willing to tell yourself right now? Are any of you willing to tell yourself right now that you're an innocent child of God? I am an innocent child of God. 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 Then take a breath and say, I am an innocent child of God. I am an innocent child of God. Yes, I am an innocent child of God. Can you say that to yourself right now? I am an innocent child of God. Say it with some juice. I am an innocent child of God. That's right, Elizabeth. That's true. I am an innocent child of God. I'm going to say, you are an innocent child of God. I am an innocent child of God. You are an innocent child of God. You have a saying in your world. It is what it is. Often we'll say it is what it is. But saying it is what it is, do you know that's the beginning of wisdom? So what is the beginning of wisdom? When you say, it is what it is. Whatever this is, it is what it is. Whatever this is, it is what it is. You will discover that what is what you have chosen to make of it. You will discover that what is in your relationships It's what you have chosen to make of them. What is always what you have chosen to make of it. Be therefore where you are now. Be where you are now. And deliberately decide what? Deliberately decide to accept wholly. Accept what wholly? That what you are experiencing in this very moment, what you are experiencing in this very moment has no cause whatsoever except your choice to experience it. Everything that you are experiencing is because you are choosing to experience it. Everything that you are experiencing is what you've chosen to experience. Whatever you are experiencing, it's what you've chosen to experience. So rest assured, whatever the mind may try to say, whatever your mind may try to say, if you did not wholly want to be right where you are, if you did not totally want to be right where you are, if you did not totally want to be right where you are, you wouldn't be there. Wherever you are right now, had you not chosen to be there, you wouldn't be there. So if you're in that relationship, it's because you've chosen to be there. If you're in that financial situation, it's because some part of you has chosen to be there. If you're in that job or career situation right now, it's because you've chosen to be there. According to the course, according to the way of mastery, if you didn't wholly want to be right where you are, you wouldn't be there. If you're in a body in the field of space and time, if you are in a body in the field of space and time, I want you to be rest assured you desired it, you chose it, and it is here. What? You desired to be in a body, you chose to be in a body, and so you are here in a body. You are here in this body because you chose to be in this body. You are here in this body because you desired to be in that body. You chose it. You chose it. You chose your body. 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 You chose your sex. You chose your sex. You chose your race. You chose your race. You chose your gender. You chose your gender. You chose your race. You chose your sex. You chose your body. That's what the way of mastery says. Before you came into this physical life, you chose your body. You chose your race, you chose your sex, you chose your gender, you chose your body. Begin here. Begin right there. There is no need to judge your body. There's no need to ask your body to be different. Just truly be aware of what the body is. Just truly be aware of what is. Don't judge your body. Don't ask your body to be different. Just truly be aware of what is. If you're feeling the body sitting in a chair, if you're feeling your body sitting in a chair, allow this thought to come into mind. Okay, so as you're feeling your body, wherever your body is right now, I want you to allow this thought to come into your mind. Will you be willing to allow this thought to come into your mind? I'm going to give you a thought. From the way of mastery. It says, I have literally created this experience. I have literally created this experience. I have literally created this experience. You have literally created this experience. Whatever the experience is that you're having, whatever experiences you are having, go, I have literally created this experience. Something within me is so grand. Something within you is so grand, so powerful, so vast, so beyond anything that scientists have ever come up with, that I have literally crystallized into the field of experience and awareness of being a body in space and time. I'm going to say it to you again. Something within you is so grand, so powerful, so vast, so beyond anything that scientists have ever come up with, that you have literally, you have crystallized into the field of experience and awareness of being a body in space and time. You have crystallized into the field of your experience and awareness of being a body in space and time. This body, your body, where did your body come from? Where did the body come from? Where did the body come from? It has come forth from the field of your consciousness. So where did the body come from? The body came from the field of your consciousness. I say the body came from the field of your consciousness. The body is the gift to me of God, who asks only that I learn to create as God creates. So what is it that God is asking you to do? What is it that the Creator is asking you to do? What is it that the Creator is asking you to do? The Creator is asking you to learn to create as God creates. 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 Learn to create as love creates. Yes. Learn to create as love creates. Yeah. Learn to create as love creates. Learn to create as love creates. Learn to create as love creates. I'll read it again. I have literally created, you have literally created this experience. Something within you is so grand, so powerful, so vast, so beyond anything that scientists have ever come up with, that you have literally crystallized into the field of experience and awareness of being a body in space and time. Your body has come forth from the field of your consciousness. Your body has come forth from the field of your consciousness, the gift to me of God. What is your body? The gift to me of God. So what is that God is asking? God asks only that you learn to create as God creates. So you have to learn to do what? Learn to create as love creates. Learn to create as God creates. That's what you're here to do. That's what you're here to do. That's what you're here to do. That's right, Elizabeth. Wow, that's a big shift. Diane, yes, you say, I have literally created this experience. You have. Latricia, something within me is grand. That's right. Joanne, the body came from your field of consciousness. That's right. Elizabeth just says, yes. Latricia says, I am creating as the Creator creates. I am creating as the Creator creates. My battery is about to go out of my iPad. Let me plug it in. Of course, right now would be when it would be doing that, wouldn't it? Surprise! I'm shocked. So let me get it back up. And Emily says, I am a spiritual being having an earthly experience. So keep saying, you were created to create as God creates. 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 That's right. I have said many times that the Father looks upon you, and what does the Father say? The Father says, this is my only creation, and it is very good. It is very good. So what? You are God's creation, and you are very good. You are God's creation, and you are very good. You are God's creation, and you are very good. I'm trying to get you back up so I can see you again. And of course, the ego is doing everything possible to keep me from doing something that I've done 1,000 times, very simply, but I'm not going to let it do it. So it's not allowing me to see what you are writing. So here we go. So I'm going to prop it up here so I can see it. I refuse to let my ego stop me from seeing what you're saying. So here we go. So what did God say? God says, in the way of mastery, says, this is my only creation, and it is very good. So who are you? You are God's only creation, and you are very good. What are you? You are God's only creation, and you are very good. For the Father marvels at what you are. The Father marvels at what you are, knowing perfectly well that what you are emerged from her holy mind. The Creator knows that what you are, you emerged from God's holy mind. You emerged from God's innocent mind. Likewise, I want you to look at your creations. I want you to look at your creations and do what? Look at what you created, and I want you to marvel at what you have created. How is it that you could abide in this time frame on this planet? How could it be that you can place yourself behind the wheel of an automobile and actually get from point A to point B? How do you do that? That's a mystery and a marvel, and no one knows how it's done. Yet it's done. The reason it is done is that all power has been given unto you, and what you decree is all power has been given to you. You have all power. You may not know it. You may not use it. You may not know it, but you have all power. You may not use it, but you have all power. You have all power. And what you declare, what you decree is. You have been given all power, and what you decree is. A man or a woman shall decree a thing, and it shall be so. You shall decree a thing, and it shall be so. Do you know that you have decreed this very moment? You have decreed this very moment. Are you aware that you have decreed this very moment? You have decreed this very moment. You have chosen the experience that you're having right now. Own it. If you will be willing to own that you have chosen all the experiences that you have, even the ones you think you don't like, you will get in touch with all of your power if you will own it. Because by owning it, owning what? Owning that you have decreed this very moment, that you have chosen to experience this very moment. Own that you have chosen to be in a body. Own it. Own it. Own it. Because by owning it right now, you can begin to sense what? The incredible and awesome power that flows through you in each moment. You have an awesome power that's flowing through you. You have an awesome power that's flowing through you. You have an awesome power. You have an awesome power. You have an awesome power that's flowing through you. Own it. Own it. Own it. Own what? Own that you are responsible for how you see. You are responsible for how you see. You are responsible for how you feel. You are responsible. Own it. Because it is the power to create. It is the power to create. The power to create comes from owning the fact that you have at some level chosen every experience that you are having. Begin by choosing now to cultivate the practice in this manner. Set the intention so that in each hour of your day for 3 to 5 minutes, you practice bringing this quality of awareness to exactly whatever you are experiencing when the thought arises to do the practice. Where does that thought arise to do the practice come from? Imagine you are going through the day and you have been hustling and bustling about. You have gone to your office or your work. You have talked to friends. You have bought groceries. You have done all these things, and suddenly the thought appears, oh, focus on being aware that I am literally the creator of what I experience. You've been going about your day, but then all of a sudden you stop and go, I need to stop a minute and focus on the fact that I am literally the creator of what I experience. I'm going to stop right in the middle of my busy day. I'm going to take a moment. I'm going to breathe. And I'm going to tell myself, I am literally the creator of what I experience. I am the creator of what I experience. Yes, I am. I am the creator of what I experience. Yes, I am. I'm the creator of what I experience. I am the creator of what I experience. I am the creator of what I experience. Yes, I am. Tell yourself, I am the creator of what I experience. I am literally the creator of what I experience. Do you think what you are experiencing? Do you think that what you are experiencing just happened by accident? Do you think that what you are experiencing is being caused by somebody else? Do you think that what you are experiencing is being caused by somebody else? No. The thought is penetrating your conscious awareness from the depth of your mind that rests next to the mind of God. That thought that you are the creator of your experience, that thought of truth, that thought of power is coming from the depth of your mind. From the depth of your mind that rests right next to the mind of God. Therefore, the power to generate that very thought, is the effect of what? Is the effect of God's will entering into your field of being. So you're feeling the effect of God's will right now, entering into your field of being, penetrating the veils of distraction and shining forth as the thought. That's right. 5 minutes every hour. 5 minutes every hour. Focus on the thought that you are literally creating your experience. Every hour, take 5 minutes to focus on the idea that you are literally creating your experience. Can you feel the awesomeness of that? Can you feel the awesomeness of knowing that you are the creator of your experience? That means you're not trapped in any situation or circumstance. That means you can change any situation or circumstance in your life by changing your thoughts. For you are linked to the mind of God. You are linked to the mind of love. You are linked to the mind of God. And God knows, and God knows, and God knows, and God knows how to bring you back. What? God knows how to bring you back. Where? Bring you back to complete freedom. God knows how to bring you back to complete freedom, perfect peace, and mastery of this entire realm. Your Creator knows how to bring you back to mastery of this realm. Your Creator knows how to bring you back to mastery of your experience. Your Creator knows, your Creator knows, your Creator knows how to bring you back to mastery of this experience. Wow! What happens to those who truly love God? What happens to those who truly love God? Those who truly love God and those who would truly awaken will feel something compelling them to master this simple practice of 5 minutes of each hour. If you're to the point that you truly love your Creator, if you're to the point that you truly love your Creator, if you're truly to the point that you really want to wake up, if you're truly to the point that you want to awaken, then something will compel you to do what I'm suggesting from the way of mastery. If you're really ready to love your Creator, if you're really ready to wake up, you will feel compelled to take 5 minutes out of every hour to say, I am creating my own experience. I'm the one that's literally creating my experience. So therefore, I am not trapped. I'm not trapped in any area of my life because I can change my thinking. And that means I'm not a victim, which means that no matter what's going on in my life, it can change, and it can change for the better. And those who truly love God, those who truly want to awaken, will feel something compelling them to master this simple practice for 5 minutes of every hour. That means you will learn to delight in, you will learn to look forward to taking 5 minutes of every hour to remind yourself that you are the creator of your experience. Pretty soon you're going to let those 5 minutes stretch into 6 minutes, and then 10 minutes, and then 15 minutes, and then 50 minutes, until finally there is established in your awareness the unchanging realization that everything that arises, everything that happens to you, you have decreed it, and that's the way it is. You're going to get to the point that all day long you're going to tell yourself, whatever is going on, you might say, I don't know how I did it, but I created that. I don't know why I did that, but I created that. I don't know how I created that experience, but I created that experience. I don't know why I created that experience, but I created that experience. You will get to the point that you want to feel your power, and you want to know your power, and you want not to be a victim, to the point that for 5 minutes every hour you remind yourself, I am literally creating my experience. Like the Course in Miracles says, I am not a victim of the world I see. That's right, Renew. You are not trapped. You are not trapped. Let's look at some of the comments here. Philip is watching. Hey, Philip. Diane says, I shift my perception from fear to love. Demola says, we are linked forever to the mind of God. Bridget says, I'm not trapped. Hallelujah. Diane says, bring myself back to my center, to mastery of love experience. Elizabeth just simply says, wow. Bridget says, I'm not the victim of the world I see. What a relief, and that is a relief. And Quana says, I want to feel and know my power. I want to feel and know my power. Take a breath. We're going to funk it up and hear the truth just for a minute. Do you know 5 minutes every hour is not much to ask? For 5 minutes every hour, 5 minutes every hour, be as you are created to be. For 5 minutes of every hour, be a creator. What does it mean to be a creator? It means decreeing that which brings forth experience. I decree that I am a creator. I can decree that which brings forth my experience. Never again, never again, never again, never again, never again allow yourself to say, never again allow yourself to say, well, I'm really here because I have to be. You're not on that job because you have to be. You're on that job because you're choosing to be. You're not in that relationship if you're dissatisfied with it because you have to be. You're in that relationship because you're choosing to be. If you're in a financial situation that you're not pleased with, you're not in that financial situation because you have to be. You're in that financial situation because you choose to be. Whatever the situation is, and I know that that's hard to accept about some situations. I don't deny that. But if you want to get in touch with your power, you have to own it all. Whenever you get ready, you will own it all. Well, I'm really here because I have to be. I'm really just doing this because it's what I have to do. No, you're not doing anything just because you have to do it. You're doing it because you're afraid to do something else. If there's something else that you're not happy, you're just afraid. If you're in some situation and you're not happy and you won't leave it or change it, it's just fear. It's just fear. So I want you to take some words out of your vocabulary. I want you to take the words ought, should, must, and have to. And I want you to write those words on a piece of paper. Ought, should, must, have to. Look at those 4 words. Ought, should, must, and have to. And write it down on a piece of paper. Look at those words. Then light a match. Light the corner of the paper and let that paper burn. Let that paper with the words ought, should, must, and have to, let that paper burn. And let that paper dissolve to dust. That would be a symbol of allowing the energy you have given those words to begin again as the dust or ash of the ground. Clear from your consciousness all identification with such words. What words? Words like ought, should, must, and have to. Let go of the oughta, the shoulds, the must, and the have tos. Clear those words from your consciousness. Clear all identification with those words from your consciousness. For all of those words, ought, should, have to, must, all of those words are denials of reality. All of those words are the denial of the truth. All of those words are the denial of reality. That's right. You're right, Jerry. Every choice you make has an effect. Every choice we make has an effect. And that's right, Latricia. Ought needs to be and has to be eliminated. Emily, you're right. No guilt. Many times I have shared with you that you need do nothing. Yeshua has said to us many times in the way of mastery, you need do nothing. You need do nothing. You need do nothing. That don't mean sit around and twiddle your thumbs and don't get up out of the bed. You need do nothing. I want you to listen to those words. I want you to take those words into yourself as though those words were your own voice, because they are. I need do nothing. Now that's pretty deep. What I'm about to say to you is pretty deep. Are you ready? Are you ready to hear what I'm about to tell you? I'm about to tell you, you do not have to survive. Whoever told you that you had to survive? You do not have to make everybody happy. What? You don't have to make everybody happy. You don't have to make anybody happy. You do not have to make anybody happy. Whoever told you you had to? Whoever told you that you could make anybody happy? Who told you that you could make anybody else happy? You do not have to abide as a body in space and time. That's being here as a body in space and time. It's your choice. It's your choice. It's your choice. Whoever told you that you had to abide in a body? Whoever told you that you had to abide in a body in space and time? You don't have to pay your bills. You may choose to pay your bills, but you don't have to pay your bills. That's a choice. Who told you that you just had to pay your bills? You literally need do nothing. It is quite different from wanting or choosing to do something. Wanting to do something and choosing to do something is very different from oughta, should, and got to. You do not need to love your parents. You do not need to honor your father and your mother. You do not need to worship Jesus or Yeshua or any masters or love them. You do not need to love yourself. You literally need do nothing. For need, when we say need is an expression of the perception that there is something you lack. Need to love your parents is not the same as wanting and choosing to love your parents. Needing to honor your father and your mother is not the same as wanting and choosing to love your father and mother. Needing to worship God is not the same as wanting to worship God. Needing to love yourself as if you're lacking love isn't the same as choosing to love yourself and wanting to love yourself. You literally need do nothing, because need in this context is an expression of the perception that there is something that you lack. Because you are one with God. 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 So that means what? That means there is never a moment when you lack anything at all. There's never a moment where you lack anything at all. There's never a moment where you lack anything at all. Can you allow the thought to emerge in the mind? When you arise in a moment, can you let this thought come up in your mind? I need do nothing. I need do nothing. I may choose to do something. I may want to do something, but I need do nothing. I don't have to get out of this bed, but I can choose to get out of this bed. I do not have to go to an office, but I can choose to go to an office. I don't need to say good morning to my mate, but I can choose to say good morning to my mate. I literally need do nothing. But how can there be the power of freedom to choose? How can there be the power to create when you are being governed by the belief of the world that you must be a certain way? How can you be free to choose? How can you be free to create when you think that you have to obey the dictates of what the world tell you that you need to do? How can you really be free to create when you believe you got to be a certain way because the world or somebody else tells you you need to be a certain way? The belief that you need to be acceptable to others, the belief that you need to conform, the belief that you need to fit in, that you need to dress the way that others dress, and that you need to be committed to surviving an extra day upon this plane. There can be no freedom where there is need. There can be no freedom where there is need. There can be no freedom where there is need. There can be no freedom where there is need. There can be no freedom where there is need. There can be no freedom where there is need. There can be no freedom where there is need. That's right. That's right. So freeing. Bridget says, I'm one with God. Jerry says that need is a bad word. Need is just a word that implies lack. Clara says, I choose to love God, family, and all people. That's right, Clara. You want to choose to do it. You don't want to be doing it because you oughta, shoulda, gotta. It's because you want to. Shahira says, there can be no freedom where there is need. There is no freedom. There is no freedom where there is need. That's right, Shahira. Latricia says, where there is need, there is no freedom. Demola, there is no bad words, brother. Everything is neutral. You give it the interpretations you choose to. There is no lack. Bridget says, Renew says, I am free. Clara says, I don't need need. I don't need need. That's right, darling. You don't need need. Lisette says, there can be no freedom where there is need. It's so great to see, in addition to the wonderful people that we already have making comments, that we have so many new people making comments. So I'm gonna go into this section called practicing the two axioms. Practicing the two axioms. Well, as a matter of fact, the practicing of the two axioms is so powerful that I'm going to hold off on that, and I'm going to go back and review a lot of what we have already covered. What were some of the main things that we heard tonight that we want to make sure that we get? What were the prayers that we heard tonight that we want to make sure that we get? So we're going to take a breath. I'm going to do a quick review in just a moment. I am Earl Purdy. I am a full-time teacher. That was my calling. I'm an astrologer and a numerologist, as well as a full-time teacher of metaphysics and New Age, New Thought. That includes A Course in Miracles. That includes The Way of Mastery. And if you would like to make a financial expression of appreciation for the classes that I do, I would really appreciate that. I would really appreciate that. And you can do that at my website at www.earlpurdy.com. That's Purdy, earlpurdy.com. And you can also use Venmo. And my email address for use with Venmo is earlpurdy@earlpurdy.com. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for supporting my teaching ministry. I'm also available for one-on-one personal sessions to help you remove all the blocks and to have the kind of life you want to have. and that's called a clarity session. If you go to my website, earlpurdy.com, it explains my clarity sessions in detail. And I am willing to use everything that I've learned in 40 years of teaching, including my knowledge of astrology and numerology and New Thought. I do 3 Facebook Live presentations per week. Tuesday night, 7 o'clock Mountain Time, The Way of Mastery. Yay! That's where we are now. On Facebook, on the Earl Purdy page on Facebook. Please follow my page. And also on Thursdays, I do Hardcore Course in Miracles for Course in Miracles students. It's called Hardcore Course in Miracles. I've been a Course in Miracles teacher and facilitator for almost 40 years. Let me help you save some time with the Course in Miracles. And then on Sundays at 1 p.m. Mountain Time, I do a Facebook Live Course in Miracles class in front of a live audience, but it's also cast. You can also watch it online. I thank you so much for joining me, mighty companions. And so let's do a quick review. Take a breath. So what was one of the first points that Spirit told us? You want to get to the point that you don't lose your peace. Yeah, the clarity sessions, I can do them over the phone and also on Skype, as well as in person for those who are in Denver. So even if you're not local, I'm still able to do a clarity session with you no matter where you are in the world. I counsel with people all over the world. And another thing that we heard tonight was that mastery arises from innocence. So the first thing you want to do from this moment forward, start seeing yourself as innocent. I don't care what you did in the past. I don't care what you did in the past. Jesus doesn't care what you did in the past. Yeshua doesn't care what you did in the past. Right now, see yourself as innocent. Because what you're trying to do is get to the point that you don't lose your peace no matter what's happening. You don't lose your peace no matter what happens. So you want to be again as a little child to enter the kingdom. The peace in your mind is right there next to the conflict in your mind. And what else did we hear? We heard that whatever you decree is. So you have to put that into practice. Remember that wherever you happen to be, stop for a moment, and totally be present with yourself. Feel everything around you. And then what you want to do is tell yourself, it is what it is, it is what it is, and it is what I've chosen it to be to me. Remind yourself that you give everything you see all the meaning that it has for you. Claim your power. Accept totally that you are experiencing exactly what you are choosing to experience at this moment, whatever you are experiencing. Tell yourself, I have literally created this experience. Something within you is so grand, something within you is so powerful, something within you is so vast, something within you is so beyond anything that scientists have ever come up with, that you are literally crystallized. You've literally crystallized into the field of your experience, the awareness of being a body in space and time. So your body came forth from your consciousness. You chose it before you came here. And there's only one thing that the Creator is asking you to learn, ultimately. The Creator is asking you to learn to create as God creates. Learn to create as love creates. Learn to create as love creates. Tell yourself, when it comes to your own creations, tell yourself, my creations are very good. Tell yourself, my creations are very good. Do you know that all power has been given unto you? And whatever you decree is, own it. Own it that you are responsible for how you see things. Own it right now. If you will own that you are the creator of your experience, you will begin to feel an awesome power. You will feel an awesome power flowing through you in each moment if you say this to yourself: I am literally the creator of what I experience. You are literally the creator of what you experience. Woo! If you truly love God, if you truly want to wake up, then you're going to feel compelled to take at least 5 minutes of every hour to remind yourself that you are not a victim of the world you see, that you are not a victim, 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 you are not a victim of the world you see. Get rid of the words ought, should, must, and have to. Write them down on a piece of paper and burn it. You don't want to do anything from a oughta, shoulda, musta, have to. You need do nothing. Don't forget that you need do nothing. You need do nothing. You want to do what you do because you want to. You want to do what you do because you choose to. Do what you do because you want to. Do what you do because you choose to. Don't do it because you need to. Do it because you choose to, because you want to. Take a breath and become as a little child. You have the freedom to choose. You have the freedom to choose, and what you decree is. And tell yourself, I am created. I am created as my Creator created me to be. I am created as my Creator created me to be. I am free. I am free. Tell yourself, I am created as my Creator created me to be. I am created as my Creator created me to be. You are created as your Creator created you to be, and you were created to be free. I am free. You are free. I am free. You are free. I am free. You are free. We are free. We are free. We are free. We are free. You are free. We are free. You are free. I am free. We are free. That is the truth about you. I love you so much. I appreciate you so much. It's so good to share this with my mighty companions. So glad you're in my life. I'm so glad you want to study with me and work with me. You are just miracles. So I'll see you next time. Don't forget, 5 minutes every hour. Thank you, those of you who are watching and those of you who are making comments. And also, please share this video. Please share this video. Please share this video. Please share it on your timeline. Please share it in groups on Facebook. And you are free. And in the end, I guess I'm going to experience whatever I choose to experience, right? I choose to love you. I choose to want to love you. Mighty companions, may this course be with you. Thank you, Latricia. I love all of you. Mwah. See you next time.